Hey, it's Buddy Lee. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're looking at the Gamora buff, and instead of showing her great damage, I'm going to be looking at some utility. So her medium and light attacks have a 65% chance to trigger a buff, a cruelty buff for lights, and a fury buff for mediums, and that percentage has increased, and so it will be faster in building up buffs. You can see that after she has 8 buffs, she cannot miss, and this makes her a great miss counter. She also has some utility in her SP3, which gives True Strike, ignoring armor, resistances, auto block, and evade, and this can be refreshed with heavy along with her other buffs, so it does take some setup to get to the SP3, but after that you can keep it indefinitely. The other great utility she has comes with the synergy with Nebula. What it does is against robots, she'll reduce their ability accuracy by 10% per buff, and so it doesn't take long before she can completely shut down robot ability accuracy. It also reduces robots' attack by 2% per buff, so when fully ramped up, that's a 50% reduction. We'll test the Nebula synergy first against a few robots. So first is this Darkhawk, and he has arc overload and mirror image, meaning he'll copy Gamora's buffs every 6 seconds. We have 5 buffs when we knock him down, so it's only 50% ability accuracy reduction. So he does auto block here, but it didn't actually cause us any damage. Now we have our 10 buffs, so we should be preventing all of Darkhawk's tricks the rest of the way as long as we keep refreshing Gamora's buffs with heavy. Darkhawk doesn't get his regen when switching modes here, and we also have the mist covered, and he won't be able to auto block again after we knock him down. This really takes all of the annoying aspects of fighting Darkhawk away. Now we go ahead and finish him off with an SP1. Let's try another robot with this Guillotine 2099. Now we have our 10 buffs and we refresh them with heavy. Now when she throws her SP1, we don't get the power drain that usually accompanies it. And when she throws SP2, it doesn't place the heal reversal debuff on us either. We bypass her regen at 15% health, and it's no worries the rest of the way. Now we're going to look at Gamora just for the miss counter and a little bit of her SP3 True Strike against this Heimdall with Tunnel Vision and Crit Me with your best shot. So we're going to alternate our hits between lights and mediums until we have 8 buffs to avoid the Tunnel Vision, which doesn't take long. We refresh the buffs with heavy and now I can attack as normal. We still activate the Falter debuff, but we can't miss as long as we keep 8 or more of the buffs, and then we get to have some willpower healing from the debuff. We'll only be doing damage in this fight from crits because of Crit Me with your best shot, which Gamora will do well with because of her specials being guaranteed crits, but we're actually going to build to SP3 first here to use her True Strike to bypass auto block. We really don't need to against Heimdall, but it's really just to show it. Here you can see in the text that we bypass auto block and miss. I get caught here going for the heavy counter. The change in heavy animation is something that I was hoping for in this buff, however I wish they made the long sword strike first, followed by the kicks instead, giving her more of a reach on the heavy. We finish him off with double medium into SP1, and besides my own mistake, we didn't really have to worry about Falter after just the first few seconds of the fight. This last fight is in Act 7.4.2, and I didn't mention earlier, but keep in mind this is a rank 1 Gamora, but this fight has a node that gives 90% physical resistance after knocking down the defender, so I'm going to use SP3 to bypass this resistance and turn it into a normal fight for Gamora. We need to knock the defender down here to gain paradox charges, and after 3 paradox we can start gaining power, but notice how little damage we're doing as we build up to the SP3. Now that we've thrown SP3 and have that True Strike, we can bypass that 90% resistance and do our full damage. So after that SP3, we took him down pretty quickly and we finished with SP1, which I kinda wish I did earlier looking at that bleed damage. So overall, I think that Gamora's miss counter is very strong, as well as the synergy with Nebula shutting down robots. The SP3 True Strike is also very good, but you have to get to SP3 first. However, you can keep it as long as the fight goes after that. In closing, she has some great damage, but her utility isn't half bad either. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.